Hey everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Sheikh Mueid, founder and A-level biology tutor at Olivier. Today's video is going to be a demo or trial class for A-levels biology. Basically, the class is like this is a sample of them for any prospective student or any parent who wants to get a deeper understanding into how our classes work. So we'll cover a bit of the rules of the classes and then we'll get into a sample topic explanation. Today we'll be covering animal and plant cells, one of the very basic topics of biology. And then I'll give some remarks and then we'll all be off from the video, inshallah. Okay, so apart from all the basic rules of the class, attendance, giving focus and concentration, students giving their best, teachers giving their best, one specific rule that I mention to all of my students is to always ask questions, even if they have to interrupt me, and to never leave a class with doubts in their head. This is because once the doubt settles in, it's very hard to get rid of it. If a confusion is persistent in a student's head, that might lead to the loss of marks in that same question over and over again. For that very reason, I always ask my students to tell any and every confusion or doubt that they might have at the end or at any time during the class. They can interrupt me whenever they want. I wouldn't mind, just so all of their doubts are cleared by the end of the class and they can leave without any confusion. Apart from that, our classes and our batches for all of the subjects at Elevate will cover the content and get it finished with ample time before the exams for you to cover question papers, to analyze your mistakes, to give marks, and to prepare you in the best possible manner for the exam. You'll be prepared by tutors who have given these exams themselves. So there's no need to worry about whether you'd be prepared enough for the exam or not. So let's move on to the segment where I explain to you the structures of an animal and the plant cell. So an animal cell does not have a definite shape. It will have an irregular shape with a nucleus at the center or at a side with such structures around the nucleus. And then you have some things floating around in the cytoplasm. That's the fluid inside the cell. We call it the cytoplasm. And then there's some ducts and it. And that's about it for the animal cell. We'll come to labeling them later on. For the plant cell, it has a different shape. It will have a thick cell wall, which is rigid, and that's what gives it the different shape it has, followed by a cell membrane, and then a large and permanent sack of food, water, electrolytes, etc., which is the vacuole. And we have small structures like this. Also, we cannot forget the nucleus, can we? Along with the other things that we drew. There are similarities, there are differences. We have both similarities and differences in the cells. Okay, now let's get to labeling these structures. Firstly, we'll always have the nucleus in both cells. In some, it is placed centrally, and in some it's placed peripherally or just at a site. They will all have the cytoplasm, which is again the fluid portion of the cell, and the cell membrane, which is the outermost layer in an animal cell. Let's label these here as well. The cytoplasm and the cell membrane. A differentiating feature of a plant cell is its cell wall, and this is made of cellulose. All right. Now, these structures with a spiral in between are called the mitochondria. These are the powerhouse of the cell. That's a nickname we give it because it's responsible for producing the cell's energy. And we have other stuff such as this is granules. These contain food, etc. We have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And these dots that you see are ribosomes on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And that's about it for the animal cell. For the plant cell, let's label the structures that we found there. We have the mitochondria. We have the vacuole, as we mentioned. Now, animal cells can also have a vacuole, but they won't be permanent, like in a plant cell. Again, we have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. I'm writing in short form. And the ribosomes. There are some green pigments inside the plant cell, which are known as chloroplasts. These chloroplasts contain chlorophyll, which are the main site of photosynthesis. Now, if you observe carefully, you'll see that a lot of the structures are the same. The differentiating factors between a plant cell and an animal cell are mainly the vacuole, the cell wall, and the chloroplast. These are structures that are not present in the animal cell. Almost all of the other things, including the granules, these granules are present inside the vacuole, so we won't be showing them, are present in both the animal and plant cell, apart from these three things. I hope this much made sense, and I hope that this provides an idea to you about how class will work. Usually in classes with students, I'll be giving 2 or 3 minutes for them to review the material that we did at the end of the class and ask any questions. For now, if you have any questions regarding how the class will work and anything regarding A-levels biology or any other subject at A-level, you can leave a comment and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So that wraps up the demo or trial class for A-levels biology. This is Sheikh Mueid signing off. Hope to see you at A-level or in another video.